Good morning from the National Weather Service here in Pocatello. My name is Carter, and today's weather hazard briefing is for Wednesday, January 19th. We're looking at some low stratus and fog continuing this morning, especially for those areas around the Teton Valley and higher elevation mountain passes, with some snow arriving for your Thursday. Some key points we're going to focus on this morning. We do have those areas of dense fog continuing, which is reducing visibility below a quarter mile across many of our locations around the Teton Valley and including those higher elevation mountain passes. Visibility does show some improvement towards this afternoon, but we will be seeing the completely stocked-in day for cloud-wise, so those slight improvements for visibility will just be met with those ceilings being rather low through the rest of the day. We're looking at another round of fog tonight through Thursday morning, and that's going to be in anticipation of our next winter system, which is expected to arrive for Thursday afternoon and evening. Main conditions looking below 7,000 feet, just about a trace to 4 inches, and above 7,000 feet, mainly for our southern and eastern zones. Could see anywhere from 3 to 8 inches, especially across those higher terrain in the Bear River Range and Big Holes. We're going to see some breezy winds on the backside for Friday across major locations, mainly going to be in the eastern Magic Valley and across our higher terrain. Satellite view this morning does show that low cloud cover. It's going to be all the way across here in the Snake Plain, Eastern Magic Valley, stretching all the way out towards the Treasure Valley. And we're continuing to see some of those lower visibilities, mainly confined in the northeast portions of the forecast area. So definitely taking extra precautions if headed out for this morning with those reduced visibilities in place. Look at the weather risk outlook. Main concern today is just going to be that patchy fog with some locally dense fog. Main concerns are going to be this morning with an extra focus around the eastern highlands, especially down towards Victor and Driggs. For Thursday, again, we're going to have that fog concern, especially for those lower-lying elevations and mountain passes. But that snow will be coming through, light to moderate snow for many of our locations, followed by some breezy winds for Friday. Take a look at your high and low temperatures today. Seeing some single digits out towards the Bear River area, out towards Mud Lake, but that's where it's going to be in the low to mid-teens, some low 20s sneaking in as you head towards Twin Falls. High temperatures be in the 20s to low 30s, so pretty seasonable for this time of year. Cold spot just still out near INL, so Mud Lake area will be the cold spot. And again for your Thursday, things warm up a few degrees, especially for those in the Pocatello through Burley corridor. So we're back in the mid-30s for there. And anywhere else, it's just going to be in the mid-20s to low 30s. Kind of tracking how that snowfall is going to be lying out. This is a look at 5 a.m. through 5 p.m. Thursday. So this is going to be more focused on the end of that period. So afternoon is going to be the main focus on that. So we're looking at some snow accumulations in the Central Mountains especially, mainly confined to the Salmon Chalice National Forest and Sawtooths, maybe about an inch or two down in Stanley, Sun Valley, Haley. And it'll kind of progress northwest to southeast throughout the day. That's evident here just by a light coating of snow for just about everybody, as temperatures do allow, especially Thursday, for some snow to occur just about everywhere. Thursday night, that's when the heaviest snow is going to be falling. A little bit of shadowing, especially in the Central Mountains out towards the Du Bois through INL, Arco. So the snow totals in this area are pretty well decreased, but as the precipitation ramps back up as we hit the terrain, especially out through Idaho Falls, Pocatello, all the way down to Burley, the higher terrain is going to be favored with this event as some upslope precipitation on the backside of the system. So as it pulls through further southeast, could see some decent accumulating snow, especially across our higher terrain, just about a few inches down here in the valleys. And for your Friday, just some few lingering snow showers, mainly confined to our southern and eastern locations, with the snow accumulations generally below an inch, with maybe a couple inches in the higher terrain. And to look at totals. For total accumulations, main areas of impact are going to be that Bear River Range, Big Holes, Teton areas, with Island Park, Driggs, Preston, Millad, seeing about 2 to 3 inches. Here in Pocatello, Idaho Falls, Rexburg, I'm still seeing that potential for about 1 to 3 inches, maybe a little bit higher on the benches. But outside of that, snowfall should be fairly tapering off throughout the day on Friday, with not much of a concern thereafter, as a high-pressure ridge is expected to build through, keeping things fairly consistent, a little bit colder on the backside of this with some breezy winds, but outside of that, it's looking very quiet past Thursday. For your Friday, temperatures just about the same as they were on Thursday. Widespread temperatures, if not above freezing in many locations, but generally in the upper 20s to mid-30s. And for your Saturday, those breezy winds do usher in a little bit of a cooling trend, so we're back in the 20s to low 30s for your Saturday. And Sunday, much of the same, taking a crack at 40 in Stanley, but elsewhere it's going to be in the low 20s to mid-30s. A look at the precipitation and temperature outlook. So this is kind of taking a look towards the end of January. Looking at some very much below normal precipitation, and that's associated with that high pressure ridge that's going to be developing across much of the western United States. But with that, we are going to see some slightly cooler temperatures as well. So single digits for low temperatures, especially around the Mud Lake and Bear Lake regions. Look at the 8 to 14. So this is looking at through the first of the month, towards the end of the month. I'm going to be seeing a little bit of an improvement, maybe a little bit of a change in the storm cycle pattern. So this ridge, it's looking fairly confident it's going to be with us for at least the foreseeable future, but possibly that, towards the end of the month, maybe that's starting to see that breakdown with temperatures, staying about near normal for this time of year. So not too much in terms of that. But in summary today, we're just kind of watching those areas of dense fog as they continue with some reductions in visibility below a quarter mile. Areas to highlight include Teton County and some high elevation mountain passes, but it is starting to creep out towards the Snake River Plain as well, so definitely take it slow when you're headed outside today. Visibility does show an improvement some this afternoon before another round of fog tonight through Thursday morning. We did have the winter system arriving for Thursday afternoon and evening, mainly going to be below 7,000 feet with the heaviest totals both south and east, about a trace to 4 inches, and above 7,000 feet, mainly in our southern and eastern zones, it's about 3 to 8 inches, so fairly light snow accumulations. Stay tuned for some further messaging on that. But we will see some breezy winds, especially on the backside of this system, mainly confined to the eastern Magic Valley. In higher terrain, we can see gusts up to maybe 30 to 40 miles an hour. But for everyone else, it looks fairly quiet. And we're going to be headed into some high pressure for the remainder of the period. And that wraps up your weather briefing for today, Wednesday, January 19th. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to send us an email, give us a call, or check out some information on our website. Have a wonderful Wednesday.